Good afternoon. Happy Friday. Hope you're all having a good week. Going to spend about 20 minutes today checking out your hips, a little bit of hamstring as well. So let's do this. Take your blanket, if you've got a blanket, and just put it off to the side along with any other yoga props. And come to all fours. Position the knees right underneath the hips and the wrists underneath the shoulders. Gaze forward of the yoga mat about 2 feet or 1.5 feet, and then bend the elbows and just start to make some really big circles with your hips and pelvis. Now, I said hips and pelvis, but there's a lot that's actually circulating here. Look at your elbows and your wrists, your head. Now, go in the opposite direction. And as you do that, see if you notice one hip may be a little tighter than the other. Sometimes it'll feel like you don't swivel around as smoothly. And then just come and pause. Keep glancing forward of the yoga mat as you slide your left leg long and stretch all 5 toes. So that little one, that baby toe that went wee, wee, wee all the way home, make sure it's on your yoga mat. As you push the back of the heel behind you, take the chest forward. Good, rebend the left knee. Take the right leg long. Push back through all 5 toes as evenly as you possibly can. Keep looking forward as you continue to press backward. Go ahead and rebend that knee. Flip your toes. Begin to press the outer hips back and peel your knees off the floor about 12 inches. A bent knee, downward facing dog pose. Keep the left knee bent as you start to lengthen the right leg. Oh my, can you feel your hamstrings, your calf muscle? Push the heels of the hands forward, not literally, there's a feeling though that they're sliding forward. And then rebend the right knee and begin to lengthen the back of the left heel toward the floor. This side could be tighter, it could be looser, just notice the difference. Go ahead and rebend both knees. Press all 10 of your toes backward as you press the heels of your hands forward. See if you can feel your waist get a little bit longer. And then go ahead and come down. If you have a blanket or a towel or a pillow off of your sofa or anything that you can place under your head to make lying down more comfortable, go ahead and do that. Let's come onto our back with our knees bent. Feet flat on the floor, hip width apart. The arms can be wherever you feel them most comfortably placed. Take both knees and let them drop over to the right. This looks a little bit like we're getting ready to windshield wiper our legs. Feel how the weight is on the big toe of the left foot, the baby toe side of the right foot. Now, instead of just hauling your legs back, draw your belly button in, roll weight to the left side of the pelvis, and you'll feel the legs come with you, and over to the left side you go. Weight heavy on the left big toe and the left baby toe, right big toe. Is it tighter on the front of this thigh? Do you feel something different in the lower back? How can we be mindful when we practice? By noticing these nuances. Belly button pulls in, you roll back onto the right side of your pelvis, and pause. Push down on the left foot, and as you do, take the right leg up toward the ceiling. Now initially point the toes like a ballerina, and then draw the toes back. Point them, and draw them back. Externally rotate the right thigh, meaning turn the right thigh out to the right. Bend the knee and cross your right ankle over to the outside of your left thigh. Now there's a little bit of a push and pull going on here, a little bit of a heated debate, if you will. Right ankle is pushing into the left thigh, and the left thigh is not going to have it. It's pushing back. So there's that confrontation that quite often we feel in our bodies when we practice yoga. Draw the belly button in, pick up the left foot, but don't stop. the ankle and the thigh pressing against each other. I'm hoping you feel something in your right outer hip or in your butt. Take both legs over to the right and place the right foot down on the floor. The right arm, everybody, you can't see mine, but I'm going to slide it up closer to my head. So my right arm is at a diagonal to my body. And just start to move the right leg forward a little bit and then toward the left shoulder. Keep the right foot down though. Right leg moves, or right knee moves away, and then it moves towards you. And then move it away, and as you move it away, turn your head and look at your right thumb or the heel of your right hand. Now sometimes the elbow, the right elbow in this case, will get hard and it'll lift up and off the floor. Try not to do that. Press the shoulder down, slide the arm long with the elbow in contact with the floor, and keep pushing the right knee away, and just see how all of this feels on the right hand side of your body. Let's lower the right arm, pull the belly button in. Now your legs are really far over to the left, so please engage your core and think of rolling onto the right side of your pelvis to bring the legs back up toward the ceiling. Pick up your left foot, take that right hand and snake it between the two legs. Interlace your fingers behind your left thigh. Now, gently, gently push out with the right elbow against the right thigh. Remember, there's still that tension of the right ankle and the right thigh pressing into one another. Doesn't that change it? Really changes it in my body. Release the hands. Step your left foot to the yoga mat. Extend the right leg to the ceiling. Flex the toes toward the ankle. Point the toes to the ceiling. One more time. Flex and point. Rebend the right knee. Feel the foot. I was saying a second ago about mindfulness. Feel the entire right foot on the mat. Push the right heel into the mat a little bit more firmly as you lengthen the left leg to the ceiling, pointing like a ballerina on toe shoes, then flexing, pointing and flexing. One more, point, flex, externally rotate this left leg, cross the ankle over to the outside of the right thigh. Okay, here's your little push-pull. The ankle says to the thigh, I'm going to push you away. And the thigh says, no, you're not. I'm going to press you back toward the head. So the left leg is pushing away. The right leg is pulling up into the ankle. Go ahead and let both legs now fall over to the right. Ideally, the left foot comes down to the floor. And you start to fan. Do you ever use a real fan, like that you fan yourself with when it's extremely hot outside? It's pretty hot today in Florida, by the way. I think something about 79, maybe low 80s. The next time that you push the knee away, turn the head, look at the left hand, and slide the left arm in the direction of the head. As you keep looking at the left hand, make sure the elbow stays down. Push the left knee into the right thigh. Try not to hold your breath. I know there's a lot of sensation in the body when you do this. Pull your belly button in. Think of rolling onto the left side of your pelvis as you come up. Pick up your right foot. Take your left hand, place it in the little triangle you've created, and interlace right fingers, left fingers behind the right thigh. Right thigh now really pushing the left ankle. The left ankle, though, hasn't given up. It's still pushing back a little bit against the right thigh. Let's release the hands. Step the right foot down. Left leg all the way up to the ceiling. Point the toes. Flex the toes. Point the toes and flex the toes. Go ahead and rebend the left knee. So as I said at the beginning that we were going to look at your hips and your hamstrings a little bit. Hips are complex. There are a lot of muscles that crisscross this area of our body. We were just working a lot on your outer hips. So let's see what's going on the insides of your legs. Pull your belly button in, pick up your feet. Take your knees a little bit wider than your yoga mat is wide. Yoga mats, by the way, are about 2 feet wide. Extend the arms up toward the ceiling and make some very loose fists. Now, a lot of times when we lift the arms, we lose contact with part of the shoulder blade on the floor. Drop the shoulder blades onto your yoga mat. Lower the arms between the 2 thighs and gently push out with the right arm. Scope it out, everybody. How tight is my right inner thigh, where my adductor muscle is? Now stop pressing on the right and push out on the left side. There may be a huge discrepancy in how each side feels, or they may be kind of similar. So release pressing on the left. If there was a side that was tighter, push a little bit more assertively, but not aggressively, with that arm. So my left inner thigh felt a little tighter than my right. So as I push out with both arms, I give it a little bit more gas on the left side. Be mindful that you don't go so far that you hold your breath, clutch your throat, clench your jaw. None of that would be good. Now use your legs, your inner thighs. Feel like they're going to drag your 2 legs together. They're going to push your arms together and extract your arms, put your feet down, and bring the bottoms of your feet together as the knees drop wide. Take the hands down alongside the body. You're now going to feel in this reclined cobbler's pose, Supta Baddha Konasana, the stretch of those inner thigh muscles that we were just using to help draw the 2 legs together. Palms are down. Slather the baby toe sides of your feet onto your mat and begin to lift the pelvis. Now, it doesn't have to lift high. It really doesn't. Push the top of the shoulders down. Press the baby toe sides of your feet down. And then lower down. Isn't that harder than it looks? Let's try it one more time. Push the baby toes down. Push the shoulders down. Lift the pelvis. As you lift the pelvis, try to project the knees to opposite sides of the room. The right knee projecting to the right, the left knee projecting to the left. The glutes are like, whoa, what are you doing? Push the baby toe sides of the feet down. Don't let off doing that as you slowly lower the body down. Scoop up your knees and just draw them into your chest for a second. Rock a little bit from side to side. Put the left foot down. Go ahead and extend the right leg up toward the ceiling. Point the toes, flex the toes, externally rotate the thigh, cross the ankle again, over to the outside of the left thigh. Let both legs this time drift over to the right. So you'll definitely be on the big toe side of your left foot. Your right knee might go to the floor, it might not. If you have a yoga block or a book and you want to slip it under the right knee if it hasn't gotten to the floor, that's fine. Turn the head and look at the left hand again. Slide the entire left arm, including the elbow. Keep your elbow down towards your head. And as you turn and you look at your left hand, let the right ankle get a little bit heavier on top of the left thigh. This time the left thigh is not pushing back. As you come up, draw the belly button in, roll onto the left buttock. Now just pause. Notice if you got hard on each side of your neck. That's pretty easy to do. Take the right leg up, step that foot down. As soon as it touches, up goes the left leg. Point your toes, flex your toes. Externally rotate the left thigh, cross it over. This time the right arm is going to come out to the side. The left arm can be wherever it feels comfortable for you. Let both legs fall over to the left. The right big toe is on the yoga mat. The right baby toe is off. The knee might go to the ground, but don't worry about it. As long as it's not painful, as long as it's not hurting you, it can be up here. If there's any tweak though in the knee, or if there's any part of this, it feels like it's so uncomfortable you're holding your breath, please slide something under the left knee. As you turn the hand or the head to look at the hand, slide the right arm up toward your head, and once it's there, push down on the back of the right arm as you make your left ankle a little bit heavier on your right thigh. Now, how far up in the body do you feel that stretch? How many different parts of the body are you feeling right now? Push your right shoulder blade down, pull your belly in as you come all the way up. Left leg goes up, you point, you flex. You step the left foot to the floor. Good, now walk your 2 feet together. Pick up your right leg, cross it over your left leg, like you're wearing a pencil skirt. Draw the 2 legs towards you, and then move them away. It doesn't have to be big. Draw them in. Can you feel your right glute a little bit more? Move them away. Let's do one more. Draw them in, move them away. Left foot to the floor, right leg up to the ceiling. Step the right foot down, reach the left leg. Feel like it's trying to grow long. Turn the leg out a little bit and then cross it over. And we'll practice the same way. The legs move away from you, and now they move in. Can you feel a big difference here? In my body, it's like so evident which side is tighter today. Out, and then in. Make sure you don't hold your breath when the knees come towards you. One more. Out, and then in. Let's untangle the left leg as we step the right foot to the floor, and then step the left foot down. You know those cooking shows where they tell you how to make something, and let's say it goes in the oven and then they bring it out? That's what we're getting ready to do. We've been marinating and cooking, some movement around in the hips. Let's see how it all feels. So roll to your side. Be sure to utilize your arms to come up. I'm going to put my yoga blanket off to the side. Make my way to all fours. And let's go back and see how the hip circles are feeling now. Please bend the elbows, let the head dangle. I'm hoping we got a little bit of the tightness out. Now reverse directions. Good. Come and pause. Flip your toes, everybody. Push the heels of the hands forward as you press your outer hips back. Then slowly, see what it feels like now as you start to lengthen the right leg. And as you do, use the heels of your hands, not your wrists. That's an important distinction. You want the weight in the heels of the hands as they slide forward and your toes feel like they're sliding backward. Oh, do you feel your calf when you do that? Bend your right knee. Elongate the left leg. It's okay if the heel doesn't come to the floor. Can you move your outer hips back a little bit more? And then just drop down. How does that feel? Did we make a little bit of improvement in 20 minutes? Come and sit. If you've got a yoga blanket, you might sit on that. And come to cobbler's pose. That was the one we were practicing. That was the pose we were practicing just a moment ago. And just rock a little bit from side to side. I live in Sarasota, Florida, where the beautiful Gulf of Mexico is, and there are a lot of boaters out these days. It's almost like we decided to take a boat out and it's really choppy from all the other boaters, and we're listing side to side, just back and forth. As you list over to the left, step your right foot down, and with your left hand, put your left hand on the center of your left thigh and externally rotate it. Roll it out so the inner thigh is moving toward the yoga mat. It's moving out and away from the midline of the body. And then release the left side. Now, instead of yanking that right knee to the right, because that can pull on your back, think about coming up to where we just were by lifting the left leg, listing over to the right. I came off my yoga blanket, so if you did too, that's all right. Stepping down on your left foot, and then taking your right hand, externally rotating your right thigh. Again, there may be a huge difference
difference. You might not be able to get it to move as smoothly as the other side did. Now remember, we're not going to drop our left leg. We're going to think about lifting the outside of the right knee. Coming back. Happy Mother's Day, by the way, to all the mothers. That's who is calling me. Push out through your heels. Draw your toes back. We're in Dandasana, the pose of the staff. And then just relax the legs and position them any way that feels comfortable to you. Sorry for the interruption. I'm sure there's going to be a voicemail notification in just a minute on my phone. I hope the moving around felt good to you, especially if you're sitting in a chair all day and working from home. Wherever you are, do a little bit of movement every single day. A little bit of yoga. It'll make a huge difference. Have a great weekend, everybody. Namaste.